Hello everyone, welcome back to another Nintendo fan video. Gee, that feels weird to say after so much of Ember Sickles. Anyway, today I am going to be doing further impressions on Paper Mario the Origami King. I will be showing only footage from Toad Town part way through the game, so about halfway through. Shouldn't be too many spoilers in there, but if you don't want any information, I recommend not actually watching what the video is. Anyway, moving on. I'll try to keep it fairly spoiler-free. I might do some vague references, but I will try not to spoil anything for you guys. Anyway, getting right into it. This will probably be my last video on Origami King before my review, which should be coming sometime next week, if I can get it done in time. Anyway, sorry about that. Okay, so I have now played a decent way through the game. I have unfurled, I suppose you would say, the first 3 streamers. I won't tell you what areas they were, but quite enjoyed them. Each area gives a very different vibe, I think, or a feel, and it feels like I'm doing different things, too. Each time, I do feel like I have different goals, or there's a different style of gameplay that they're going for, and I think it really works. I haven't got tired with the battle system yet. Some of them are confusing, and then some of them are too easy. But for the easy ones, I just choose what weapons to use, and it goes fine. I have I have fun doing it, to be honest, doing the battles. And then the harder ones, I often use the cheer function that you have in battles. I didn't think I would be using that, but I do really like it. Because the toads will move if you give them enough coins. They will move the board, do a few moves for you to get you better set up, and that often clues me in enough to finish it up. So I think that's a good system just to help out the players a bit. I don't often need to buy time, to be honest, especially because I use some of the badges that let me get time, but that's just me. Anyway, other than that, I also have been enjoying just the gameplay in general, like the way the story progresses. I know it's not it's more linear than it is open world because you have to go to this area first and then this area. But the areas you go to are still very open and you can do different things most of the time. And I don't know, I enjoy it. They switch up the formula too because in the first 2 areas, you start to kind of feel out the process. And you begin to understand how you're going through everything. Like, there's this thing you want to do, and just there is a process to it. But then in the third one, they switch it up a little bit, change it, make sure that you're doing different things. I also really like the different styles of transportation so far. I haven't found all of the areas, but I can say that it's different every time. Like, you have a different way of getting around. And some of them are really fun, especially one that I've been doing right now for the 4th streamer. But again, I won't say anything about it. Yeah, so other than that, I've also been enjoying just the story in general. It has some depth to it. The partners-ish are really good. I've had a few of them now. And they're fun. They have personality. I feel like they contribute to it. And they add a sense of companionship to the game, which is nice. Yeah. In terms of Toad Town, I haven't actually been there a lot since I originally found it, and since the first streamer, but you could definitely go there more and get more things. You could get a lot out of it. I'm sure there's a ton of stuff I missed in it. You'll probably be seeing soon that I went to the battle lab. That's one of the things in Toad Town that you can find. And it helps you train. It's like the dojo from Color Splash. I talked about it a little bit in my first impressions video, but I find it really fun. I think it's really styled nicely, and it gives you a lot of different options. Especially, something I've really enjoyed experimenting with is, like, the ringer, or speed rings. It's this little, like, arcade cabinet style thing, where you can learn to match up the enemies on the ring board in different formats that they'll come in the game. And so there's the ringer, I believe, which is where you try to solve as many puzzles as you can, fast, I think. As far as I don't know. There are the 2 modes, but one of them, you're trying to solve 10 puzzles as fast as you can. That's probably the ringer, I believe. And then there's speed rings, where you're trying to, solve as many as you can with 100 seconds. So I'm probably getting these mixed up, but those are really fun, I believe. And I think they can really help you expand your knowledge, get you a little better if you're having trouble matching up the puzzles. Another fun detail I've noticed, the rescue squad members from Color Splash are now used in those puzzles. When you're trying to line them up, you're lining up the rescue squad Toad members, which I think is hilarious. I really enjoy that they get like this small part in the game. I think that's really funny. Yeah, so there's that. There's a few other shops you can get. There's the badge shop, in terms of stuff that will help you go around and find things. So there's, the badges can be used for different things. There's the normal battle ones, like I believe time plus, where sometimes it'll give you extra time, and then there's like guard plus, you take less damage, and health plus, I believe, as well, where you get a little more health in battles. And then there's more abstract ones, like I believe there's one about confetti vacuum that helps you like suck up more confetti around you. And there's also one that kind of rings. It's like a bell, and it'll ring whenever you're near a collectible. So that's cool. It's really neat, I would say. So there's the badges. There's an item shop where you buy your weapons with the durability, which hasn't actually bothered me. I've actually really enjoyed the durability, because I have multiple weapons usually stacked up. I've never really had to go to the item shop or buy anything, because you can collect them around the world. And then it's fun, I think, deciding to choose which weapons to attack an enemy with, because you start to get a feel for like which enemies have more health and which have less, and like what you want to use on it. And it's really satisfying to get an excellent hit as usual. It's just nice. I enjoy it. Yeah, so without spoiling too much, the areas are nice. The valuementals you probably know about at this point in the game. I won't spoil too much about them, but I think they're really fun. The mechanics you use for them are different from the other kind of, the other fights, and then as well after you defeat them. Again, trying not to say too much here. Really fun mechanics that you can use. In terms of bosses so far, I have somewhat enjoyed them. I know people have the gripes about how the bosses are real world objects, and it just takes it out, and not everything needs to be paper. It's a lot of the related stuff towards that. And my personal opinion on this is kind of neutral somewhat right now. I actually enjoy the bosses. I definitely would have preferred if they were more giant, like just origami enemies that were more creative, I think. But they have given these bosses such personality. Like they each have something that they are interested in. So since you've probably seen it with the Nintendo Treehouse, Colored Pencils is an artist, and like just with literal like kind of artist with drawing. And I don't know, like that's really fun, I think. And they get insulted when you they get insulted that not everyone appreciates their art and stuff like that. And I can tell you that a lot of the two other ones that I've fought so far also have really similar stuff to that, but still different. And their personalities are really fun, and I think the lead up to the bosses is also really cool. How you start to see little things affecting the environment that hint at it. So with Colored Pencils, when you're going up the tower and you start to see drawings on the walls and such. I think that's super cool. I think they've led up to the bosses really well. And the fights are cool. They each have their own mechanic for the most part. Their own special abilities. I think I like the bosses. I definitely, again, would have preferred if they were origami ones that were more, that blended in more with the rest of the game. But I think they've done a very good job with the real world objects. So I think if they were gonna have real world objects, there's nothing else really that they could have done better. So yeah, those are my opinions so far. Hopefully I can get the review out next week. I'm having a ton of fun with the game so far, really enjoying it. It's so much better than Color Splash, just with what I've played so far. It's very immersive. I have a hard time putting it down a lot of the time. So, with that, I think I'm going to end the video, and I apologize if you had to see me be an idiot lining up the rings in those game modes, because I'm still not very good at the ring puzzles. So anyways, hope you enjoyed the video, and have a great day.